How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Now, it's been a long time since I've made a video regarding the crypto market, but in overall just producing a long form video. I've been active on the short form content side of things, but I figured we'd get back into this. And my plan is to go full-fledged back into long form content and screw the short form content because it is not good for us to continue to consume. So I do not also want to be a producer of that content as well. Okay, so that is an important clarification I'm going to make. Does that mean I'm going to completely stop making short form content as of now? As of now, yes, but I don't know if that will change within the future. I'm not going to, of course, make any promises. But I want to first go over where the direction of this channel is going to go, what I plan on doing with this here in 2026. And then we'll jump into the market side of things. Today's video will be focused around the crypto market. We're going to specifically go over exactly where I think crypto is still going to go. I think personally 2026 is going to be a very wild time for our economy. And yeah, it's just going to get very strange. But honestly, we'll have to see what happens. But again, what is this channel going to look like? What am I going to start posting on here long form wise? How frequent? What is the end goal? So I'm currently in the process of getting a workstation put together so that I can begin streaming in a good manner. And so what these streams will be, they'll be a couple hours long, 2 to 3 hours long, where we will cover specific financial topics. And then we will simply take those financial topics that we talked about during that stream and dissect it all into multiple YouTube long form videos that we can simply upload for people who might not have missed or might not have made the stream. But then we'll also upload the stream as well. And so we'll cover live news, we'll cover all sorts of things, cover specific topics for that day, react to videos. We'll do stuff more of that nature, and that's where I think this channel is going to go. And we're going to really kind of dissect ourselves out of this whole crypto sphere. I'm going to be still extremely active within crypto in terms of producing content, but we're going to be broadly going over a bunch of other things. We're going to be going over credit. We're going to be going over a ton of other things. And of course, I'm going to learn as we go as well. So we're going to be doing stuff of that nature. It's not going to be solely focused on crypto. Crypto is still going to be a big part of this channel, but it's not going to be a sole part of it. And that is a distinction that I want to go ahead and make real quick so you guys are aware of that. And again, these streams are not 100% happening yet. That is something that I do plan on doing late January to early February, beginning those around that time, again for 2-3 hours, and then potentially some more laid back entertainment streams within the same day. So we have a financial / whatever the topic is for that day where we're more discussing what's going on, what moves you can be making, etc. And then maybe the other half later in the day we do a entertainment stream where I might play some games, I might do whatever the case is. We'll figure it out, but that is the current direction of which I'm wanting to go with the channel. So that's currently what it will be in work. But up until that point, I'm going to attempt to get out a daily video every day, whether it be on the market. Tomorrow might be a video on the 6 credit cards I own, right? And then we'll revisit that back when we go and get a stream put on in place. But as of now, I'm going to be shooting again for these daily update videos like I had been doing. So that's what I'm going to end up shooting for. Again, ideally, once these streams start, they will not end for a extremely long time, and we'll just continue to do them. And again, the goal is for these to be every single day regarding a bunch of financial topics, but also we might be getting into societal topics as well. We'll have to see where the direction eventually does go, but of course, as of now, this video is directed towards cryptocurrency, and we're going to just touch on an update since I hadn't done so. So the last update I had made on my YouTube channel in the form of a long form video, I believe was in November. And during that time, I think Bitcoin was a little bit above 100,000. I think we were at 105,000, 108,000. And I had said that because we had lost this orange line here, aka the exponential moving average, on the 50 weekly time frame that I thought we were going to go a lot lower. And so we lost this level and we came down to around $80,000 where we, rejected off pretty harshly. Before now we're back up to 96,000. However, I had said that could potentially have been the top for cryptocurrency, because if we simply take a look at this exponential moving average, of course we have the 20, this is on the weekly time frame, so each candlestick represents 1 week's worth of price action. Well, this red line is the 20, it represents 20 weeks of price action. The orange one represents 50, light blue represents 100, and this dark blue is 200 weeks of price action. And again, the longer the time frame, so again 200 weeks, is going to be a lot, this line is going to be respected a lot more and have a lot more strength than that of the 20 weekly time frame, or exponential moving average, if that makes sense. Okay, well, the reason I had really pointed at this being a very critical metric to look for is because if you look back when we had this really major bull run here, we fell below the 20 EMA on the weekly time frame, then fell below the 50 weekly EMA on Bitcoin here, and continued lower into our bear market, where we almost completely flipped from the red being on top, the 20, to the blue being, or the red being on the bottom and the blue being on the top. Almost happened here. The blue started to make a move up, but it never ended up happening. Well, the reason that this is concerning, that we fell below the 50 EMA and the 20 EMA, is because if we look at previous price action, you can see when we fell below both of these, we continued down, and that was essentially where our bear market happened. Now, we did have this a little bit earlier before we came up, but we only had like one candle closure below that 50 EMA before coming all the way back up. And so what it looks like to me is that we fell down, and then we came back up, and boom, we had our bull run that started kind of early 2024 and all the way to where we hit $126,000 per Bitcoin. I personally think, though, due to just simply these EMAs, I keep it pretty simple. This is purely from a technical analysis standpoint. I think this is personally a great, and not financial advice, this is a great short opportunity here. Especially if we close below these two, this is a great short opportunity here. If people break it down on the 4-hour time frame, the daily time frame, there's a key level that Bitcoin has essentially hit within a technical analysis perspective. It's close above that key level, indicating that people are thinking we're going to get a push up above 100,000 again here soon. But I'm looking at the weekly time frame. It is the longest time frame out of the daily. It's more respected in that terminology, and specifically here with the 50 EMA and the 20 weekly EMA, we are rejecting off of that right now, as you can see. And in 4 days, exactly 3 days and 23 hours, we will see whether or not we closed above the 20 and 50 weekly EMA, or we closed below it. If we close below it, both of them, clearly we are still rejecting off this EMA. And this simply, to me, would just look like this. Okay, if you guys know anything about technical analysis, you'll understand market structure. So you have bullish market structure where higher highs and higher lows are being created. So as you can see, we come up, form a high, come down, form a low, and then come back up to form a high that is higher than the previous high, come back down to form a low that was higher than the previous low, right? Well, for bearish structure, it's complete opposite. We come down, formulate a high and a low. We come down, this next low is lower than the previous one, and this next high is lower than the previous high. That's bearish structure. Well, to me, what this simply looks like in confluence with us going ahead and rejecting off of these EMAs here, to me, this simply just looks like a series of lower highs where we could potentially head lower just as so. And if I bring this out, just as price has gone ahead and shown us, it essentially looks like that to me. We came up, formed a high, came down to form most definitely a lower low there to come up and form. Potentially, this is our lower high in which we continue to fall a lot lower. There is a lot of economic speculation within the year of 2026. There is so much going on. The markets are just a mess. I mean, when you look at the economy right now, everything is just so over the place. We have all sorts of things going on. We now have Greenland acquisition potentially for the United States, where Germany today, as well as some other countries, are sending troops over to Greenland. Now, keep in mind, Germany, I think, sent 13 troops. I think there's another country who sent just simply 2 troops. It's essentially saying, hey, look, we are not going to let you just do something like this and take Greenland. So you have this conflict rising. Trump potentially is going to face legal action with the tariffs. That is another thing that is coming to light, that potentially we might see some sort of legal action regarding that. Jerome Powell is now under potential legal investigation for simply doing his job. There is a bunch going on currently that I think it's only going to get worse. We have AI data centers that are completely screwing over consumers right now, and this whole AI bubble potentially could be popping here soon within the year of 2026. I personally see 2026 as a year that has way too much variables for me to be really comfortable with, and it's going to be extremely interesting to see what we end up seeing happen throughout this year. I mean, we're already starting off the year with so much going on. And yeah, I think personally that cryptocurrency is not going to do so well in 2026. And I think we definitely could have topped off within October of 2025, at least for Bitcoin. And I think for other cryptocurrencies here, I think that the bull run is officially over. We're headed into a bear market. We've been headed into a bear market, and we potentially are in one for crypto. We're at least in the extremely early stages for one, and I'm not going to switch off of that just because we're starting to see a little bit of a pump here, right? I'm not going to be some guy who thinks that my theory is 100% correct and that we're going to almost certainly 100% continue lower. No. Is there a chance that we reverse and we actually do continue to push higher and higher for Bitcoin, and crypto miraculously does very well within 2026? Of course, that is a possibility that I'm entertaining. I'm not taking that off, what I think is possible. But I personally am taking a step within crypto where I am really just focusing my time and attention towards Bitcoin accumulation right now, DCAing into Bitcoin, especially when we're at around $80-something thousand per Bitcoin, DCAing into Bitcoin at the current levels, but also as we continue to fall lower. And that is what I think makes the most sense from my point of view. It's kind of a balanced point of view from me. In the event we do see crypto have a major run, I will have some money within the crypto market, that being in Bitcoin. But in the event that crypto does not do well, Bitcoin is a coin that I want for years to come. Years to come. All these other coins are way too speculative to hold for the long run. But as far as Bitcoin goes, I will buy that no matter how low Bitcoin goes. And the lower the better from my point of view. It is a coin that I think is going to be around as long as the entirety of crypto is not threatened, right? I think Bitcoin is going to just do phenomenal within these next couple of years to 10, 20, 30 years down the line. It could be a lot more integral within our economy. But because of all these just wild cards that we're already seeing in 2026 and the potential for a lot of other things to just go sideways, I am not too confident on the crypto market within 2026. And I know a lot of people actually share that. There was a lot of people who've just been blindly led into this idea that, Bitcoin and crypto is just going to do phenomenally well in 2025. We barely saw altcoins really do much of anything. People are saying that 2026 is still going to be an amazing time for cryptocurrency. And they're just speculative claims, right, without too much evidence to back it. And, if you come to that conclusion with your own evidence that you've come to find, then great. But I just really do caution people to watch who they're listening to, watch people who they may genuinely believe it. They may, watch people who are just feeding you emotion. You don't want to be hooked on emotion. You want to really think critically, especially about where you are placing your money. And if you're not thinking critically, if you're thinking emotionally and that is impacting your investing decisions, then you really need to step back and ask yourself, am I putting too much in that I would be afraid of losing? Because more often than not, that it would simply be the case. Okay, so we're just living in a lot of things going on right now. I just personally don't see Bitcoin recovering, at least for the cycle. I think we're going to go a good bit lower, and I think altcoins are going to get hammered. But whether that's a good thing for people who want to buy at really low prices, or whether people have the majority of their net worth in the cryptocurrency market right now and are just watching it continue to deplete, it's going to be an interesting thing to watch for sure. Now, of course, you could have gone ahead and bought altcoins. I mean, if we look at Aerodrome, so to speak, this year, I mean, it dropped to 40 cents and now we're up to 60. I mean, that's a great gain if you're able to scoop some up at 40 cents. Clearly, there was some major support there at 40 cents. So if you were like, hey, 40 cents is a level I want to buy it, great. If you're up 50% right now, I think if it was me, I would be taking out a good bit of profit, especially concerning the overall market currently. I mean, guys, if I look at Solana, for example, this is a trade that I'd marked out literally way back then, and I think in October, a short. And again, to me, this just looks like we're simply going ahead and we are forming a lower high, which is just classic market structure. And people are saying things about the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame. It's looking like we're recovering on those. As far as that, the weekly time frame is way more stronger than that of the daily and the 4-hour, in my opinion. So that is what I'm simply looking at. I mean, Ethereum here, we're actually about to, but realistically, I'm not looking too much at the EMAs here for ETH. But it looks simply like we're coming up, forming a high, coming down, forming a lower high, to then potentially form a lower high again, and where we continue to fall forward. Unless you might be like, oh, well, look at this. We came up, boom, boom, boom. What if we see something like this for ETH? Technically, this is a lower or a higher low than this previous one. But I think, again, the crypto market is just headed lower within 2026 due to just the overall economy. I mean, the economy is just getting worse and worse. Potentially, we'll see some sort of recovery. But there's so much going on. Like, again, there's so much noise within the markets, and I think that there is going to potentially be a gigantic movement downwards here in the near future. But I say that as potentially. I don't want to look. This is all my point of view, not financial advice for anything I'm saying here. But I still just want to update on what my thoughts are. They're not changing. They have not changed. I'm still sticking with my bias that we are going to go much lower here within 2026. But I could be very wrong. We could come back to this video and Bitcoin's at 130,000. I could be very wrong. So that's why I'm saying this is all coming from my point of view in my time within the market. There's other people who are going to tell you otherwise for their own specific reasons. So just because I'm saying this does not mean I think that I am 100% right. No, it's just what I've come to the conclusion towards. It's a hypothesis, and how hypotheses work, you test them and you see if it's right or if it's wrong. And that is exactly what we'll see. I made a hypothesis about what the cryptocurrency market will do in 2026. We now have to wait and see what will happen. Okay, that is my thoughts on the market. Tomorrow we may do a credit card video where I will go ahead and go over the 6 credit cards I own after just turning 20 last month. I'll put links within my description for all of those as well. Referral links, and so I of course get something, but there's also really good deals where you'd get more for using my referral than you would if you just went and signed up for them for yourself. For example, Discover It student card that I have. If you sign up for it, you get $100 and I get $100 as a statement credit. Amex Gold that I own, you get more points than you would if you simply just go and try to get one yourself, simply from the referral. Okay, so that's going to be it for me today, guys. We're going to be doing streams soon. I'm pretty excited for that, but as of now, it will be just long form videos such as this. and the topics are going to vary. We're not going to go over the crypto market update all the time. We'll maybe do it once a week. I think that's probably the best way to do it. We'll figure out a day. Hey, Fridays we're going to go over the crypto market, and we'll do that through a stream. But as of now, they'll simply just be videos. And I guess today is Wednesday, so we'll do them on Wednesdays for now. But then we'll go over the stream schedule whenever that does get enacted, and we'll move on from there. So yeah, that is going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you found some sort of value out of this video. Again, my channel is really not meant for what I'm wanting it to go in the direction towards. I don't want it to be, really made for people who are really addicted to instant gratification. I want people who really soak in information and who bounce ideas back. Like, I want you guys to tell me where I could be, doing something wrong, and having discussion rather than an instant gratification scrolling. I want to really move away from that in my personal life and what I'm posting as well. All right, so that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow if you are going to watch that video. We'll see you.